Welcome back to Wave of Docker. Got another series recap for you today. Orioles just took 3 out of 4 from the Toronto Blue Jays at Camden Yards, one of which being a rematch, or not a rematch, a replay of a game from May, I think? Yeah, there's a doubleheader Monday night. And the second game of that doubleheader was delayed pretty heavily, so that's actually really funny. But yeah, it took 3 out of 4 against the Blue Jays. A really promising series that happened, simultaneously with the trade deadline, so that was very exciting. Leading up to that third game, we were anticipating, a lot of trades. And, I think that was a very, very, very promising series for the O's, all things considered, especially, coming off of a relatively weak stretch where not a lot of hitting was happening, not a lot of pitching was going well. I think a lot of promising things happened in this series. And I'll talk about a few of those things. So, yeah, Game 1, we won. Game 1. What's going on here? We won Game 1, didn't we? Yeah. Zach Eflin pitched Game 1. Looked fantastic, went 11-5. I think Tony homered that game. Eflin looked great. I was really happy with that trade for Tampa Bay. Obviously, I think it is so hot in my room. I'm like, all my lotion's just secreting out of my body. Going into the trade deadline, I was expecting a little bit more than what we got, but all things considered, like if you take away what we gave up and put it against what we got, I think we came out of there pretty well, all things considered. But yeah, Game 1, Zach Eflin win. Cowser in the leadoff spot. He's been in the leadoff spot, I think, for 5 straight games at this point, and he's been fantastic. He had a homer today. He had a homer, I think, in Game 2. He's been the man, and it's been very promising to see that he's able to, fit into that spot, considering that, Gunner's kind of been slowing down a little bit. Adley's in a bit of a slump. Moving Tony back up to the 2 spot, I think, has been really promising. He's hit a lot of homers recently. The offense has been really doing a lot of good stuff recently, and it's been very nice to see that, considering, the stretch that we just went on over the last few weeks. But yeah, Zach Eflin, really nice acquisition for the Orioles. I'm really happy with what we got and what we gave away. But then, we get the what's his name, Trevor Rogers, and we give up Norby and Stowers for that. That was a little bit of a head scratcher, but I guess it was kind of redemption for fleecing the Rays, I guess. I think all things considered, we made out pretty well with that Eflin deal. We won Game 1, lost Game 2 off a pretty poor Povich start. He is back in Norfolk now, and our rotation is shaping up to be something along the lines of Corbin, Grayson, Eflin, Rogers, Kramer, which I think is fantastic. I'm not sure who's starting Game 1 in Cleveland. I know Kramer's starting in Game 2, and then it's Corbin, and then I think it's Eflin. But Cade Povich, I'm really bummed to see kind of how his season turned out. I believed in him. He had a few really solid showings, specifically against Atlanta and New York, but then he kind of, fell back down to earth. The control is just the biggest issue. I'd like to see him, be a part of the big league club eventually, but he just needs to figure out a few things. I think his pitch mix has been kind of poor. He, lefty soft tosser, soft contact kind of guy. I feel like he relies too much on his fastball. I love to see him, throw in a little bit more of his curveball, because I feel like that's the strength of a soft tossing lefty. A Clayton Kershaw type, like they have that kind of delivery where it helps to have a really good curveball. Really bummed to see him go down, losing 8-4 in that second game. Not a lot of promising things in that. Adley back in the lineup in that game. Not too hot for that second game. Then we win the third game 6-2 behind a great Corbin Burns start, 6 2/3. I believe 1 earned run. Cowser hitting. Adley, got his first hit, I feel like, in 8 weeks. He's up to 263. The entire lineup was hitting in that game. Ramon Arias is just doing everything he can to kind of stay up with the big league club, especially with Jordan Westburg going down in Game 4 with that fractured hand. He's definitely going to stay up with the club. Ideally, with a Kobe Mayo coming up. I actually haven't checked my phone in the last few hours, so I'm not actually sure if anything happened. Maybe we'll see tomorrow, but I'd love to see Kobe Mayo up at the big league club, which, he should have been up with the big league club, decades ago. But I guess we'll see. What? Livan Soto. Okay. So yeah, I guess no Kobe Mayo. I just got that news. Breaking news from hours ago that I'm just breaking in here. Yeah, losing Westy sucks. James McCann is a trooper. This is just, a stream of consciousness recap, as most of these are going to be. But yeah, winning Game 3. This is just a great morale-boosting series. Division opponent against a team that, obviously, this is a team that's been selling for the deadline. But, I mean, it's just a big morale boost to, continue our success against our division. Our biggest weakness, I think, has been the NL Central and just teams below 500 this year. And it just helps to, come back home and have a great series against a division opponent to keep that, AL East record this season pretty strong. Get Jackson Holiday back up at the big league club, hitting his first career grand slam. Yeah, the vibes are high in Birdland. So Anthony Dominguez has been looking great. Kristen Pache is probably gonna be like a Ryan McKenna type, pinch runner, defensive replacement kind of guy. Gregory Soto, he hasn't pitched yet, but I mean, I think I'm happy to see him with the club. Just getting some more bullpen help. Craig Kimbrell looking to be probably the eighth inning guy. He came in the eighth today's game, so hopefully we'll stop trotting him out there as the closer. I guess we'll see. But I mean, honestly, if we can just find a way to limit his innings and his responsibility, I'd be happy. Like if we can just put him in, low leverage, late innings, I think that'd be fine. Because I think we have, at this point, we have acquired bullpen arms that I trust more. Honestly, I could even see. No, that's I was gonna say an Albert Suarez type being our closer, but that's ridiculous. But I think the team's made moves to make it so Kimbrell doesn't have to be our closer. Like we brought him in to replace Felix Bautista, and he hasn't really done that. Which I mean, that's like a tall order. It's Felix Bautista, one of the best closers in baseball, who obviously went down with the Tommy John surgery. But I don't know. Like I think if we leave a lot of responsibility off of Craig Kimbrell's shoulders, I think the better. Just considering that we got all the bullpen help that we did. But yeah, I mean the Orioles are hot right now. We're going up against a really good Cleveland ball club tomorrow. I hope that, we can take, I think it's a 4-game set. Hopefully we can take, 2 or 3 out of 4 after they came in the yard a few weeks ago and kind of embarrassed us. But vibes are high in Birdland. Holiday almost had 2 homers, first career grand slam. First career homer being a grand slam on Utah Street. The vibes are high. The vibes are increasing. The Yankees are kind of, keeping pace with us right now. But as long as we keep winning and keep the vibes up, it'll help because the vibes were low. But then Gunnar shaved that mustache, and the vibes are high. So maybe it's a sign. But, yeah, that was my Orioles ramble. Yeah, hope you guys enjoyed. Go O's, and let's kick Cleveland's butt. Peace out.